Alright guys, welcome back once again to Crypto Educator right here. So Bitcoin is resolving the squeeze to the downside once again. Bitcoin making things difficult like always, like usual, rejecting on these levels once again and pulling the trend back to the downside. Now, is it death and destruction already? No guys, as of now we are completely fine on the time frames that is relevant. I'm talking about the 12-hour time frame on which we are still holding bullish. We are still holding the bullish structure, right? And that bullish structure is going to be valid all the way until these price points. So essentially, until your 12-hour candles are opening and closing alongside this exponential 21 and this entire zone in your $36,000 ranges right here, you're going to be completely fine. And most likely these retracements are going to be bullish, and in the first and the foremost pass they will be a buying opportunity, right? So now what is happening right here in the 4-hour time frame is the fact that you do not want to look at this one right here. I mean, you are resolving this entire squeeze to the downside, guys. You're resolving this head and shoulder, this Batman pattern coming from the top right here to the downside. Now essentially putting Bitcoin into not a sweet spot, guys. Now this is going to be choppy. The price action henceforth is going to be really choppy because the RSI lost the momentum. Essentially your 4-hour RSI being above 60 reads was completely fine as a direction bias, as a direction decider, right? And the mid time frames trade were happening completely fine, guys. You can see right here as we started trending above the 60 reads on RSI with this bullish engulf candle right here, you took price action all the way towards these levels at $41,000 flat with the resistance, right? And until you were squeezing alongside these levels, your RSI was above 60, essentially telling us that yes, there is bullish momentum left in this rally to go to the upside. Now what happened with this squeeze resolution to the downside was the fact that you resolved this one as well to the downside. I mean, the RSI printing in a head and shoulder and resolving this one to the downside back again with your TSI going to the downside as well, kind of telling us that the momentum indicators is confirming the fact that we're going to be waning this momentum, and most likely we go and retest these levels back again pretty soon, guys, pretty soon, right? Now, alright, so if you talk about the upside risk management, now essentially the only reason why I talk about the upside risk management is the fact that if you're looking at this market as a seller henceforth, because guys, most likely my bias will be to the downside with this resolution, with this this head and shoulder resolving to the downside. Yep, bias for the trading activity is also going to be to the downside, and the invalidation of a further potential continuation move to the downside is going to be a candle closure above $40,000 levels, right? Now that is the level that you want to gain back again, guys. It's a round figure and we did get reaccumulated on these levels, but unfortunately the resolution came to the downside, right? I mean, that's quite unfortunate, guys. Now here goes your wet dreams and here goes your bullish dreams to shit. And until we are doing this a favor, until Bitcoin is doing us a favor and closing 4-hour candles back again above $40,000 levels, most likely the trend is going to be towards the downside, and Ethereum will also do something like that. Although with Bitcoin dominance kind of consolidating, maybe for today and tomorrow, Ethereum could hold on to some key levels and maybe continue the downside move after we break below $36,000 on Bitcoin itself, right? Now that could call for a continuation move to the downside on various altcoins as well. Guys, on the 12-hour time frame itself, we are going to be completely fine until Bitcoin is holding $36,000 levels, right? Now that is aligning with your 21 exponential as well, and I can't put a lot of weight into it because, well, it's obvious, guys. It's completely obvious. The 21 exponential on any time frame for that matter is going to be telling you a lot of things, right? Now, judging by 12-hour time frame trend, this is a potential first wave to the upside out of this entire reaccumulation range happening over a span of maybe 2 to 3 months long. This could potentially be a formulation of the first wave, right? If we talk about Elliott wave, guys, look, I can create numerous amount of postulations right here, but if you're talking about a reversal move, this could potentially be the first wave, and we can come down all the way down on these levels as well for a deep retracement for an 886 retest as well. Alright, but we can talk about 618 as well being a potential retest somewhere outside these levels, and then we can set in a new trend like that, guys, something like this, and then we can go towards $50,000 Bitcoin, right? Something like this can potentially happen. Now I'm not saying that I'm sitting with a crystal ball and this is what I've told Bitcoin to do, so it'll do exactly like that, but most likely this could play out. Until we are holding this Fibonacci level as well with the support line at 382 extension. Now you see the relevancy of $36,000 as a key zone, guys. This is pretty important right here, but the 4-hour time frame has initiated this move down all the way towards these levels, so I would be really interested in looking forward towards the price action doing its own thing onto 36,000 zones, right? Until these levels are being held, most likely we will attempt another bounce all the way towards these levels above $40,000 levels and head on higher. But if your trend keeps on staying below the 21 exponential of the 4-hour time frame itself, maybe this support will come. I mean, the retest of the support will come with a greater amount of magnitude, and this is something which we do not want to see. If you're coming back for the retest, it has to be a low volume or maybe a low volatile move to the downside, and maybe like a reaccumulation kind of pattern. Not something like this, guys. Not something like this. We do not want to see volatility expanding from these levels. And well, guess what? To be honest with you, the 4-hour volatility is expanding from zero reads after testing the rejection. That is essentially not a good news, guys. Now alright, now this is the only reason why I'm putting my head towards a little bearish side perspective, because guess what? The volatility has started expanding, the RSI broke its grind to the downside, and the TSI has started formulating a downtrend, right? With the price action staying below the exponential 21 on the 4-hour time frame itself, with your RSI being at a complete chop zone. So essentially, choppy chop price action or downside continuation price action is what I want, is what I would expect the price action to for today and tomorrow itself, right? And that would bring about a retest of $36,000. Now, what happens right here is going to be a deciding factor for the coming days and week as well for Bitcoin's price action, right? Alright, guys, so real quick, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance and let's see what's happening with altcoins as well. So as you can see right here, this support is being held as of now. I mean, this is supposed to be a retest. This right here is supposed to be a retest, and this is a retest. And if you fail this one and come back down all the way towards these levels, most likely ETH, BTC, and most of the altcoins with BTC pair are gonna look fine. And guys, essentially, this is the dynamic that you want to be looking forward towards if you want to be long in on altcoins, right? You want Bitcoin not doing anything. You want Bitcoin to stay sideways, completely sideways, and range bound. Now that could be our range lows at $36,000. So essentially, you want Bitcoin to stay below $36,000 levels, and you want Bitcoin to stay above $36,000 levels, or maybe below 40,000. I mean, this range could be your perfect 10% range for Bitcoin, and this is something which could give altcoins a little leverage to go to the upside against BTC as well, right? Now that should align with the fact that this read on dominance should be held. 48 reads on dominance should be held. So crazy amount of conditions going on, right? Crazy amount of conditions in the market now. Essentially, guys, you can cut everything away and maybe sit in the sidelines when the market is not telling you everything, because to be honest with you, the price action is completely directionless as of now. We rejected some key moving averages on Bitcoin itself, which could lead on to various assets being directionless, right? So the directional bias to the upside is not there anymore, which means that we could be looking at further consolidation on the price action before any resolution. So essentially, if you do not have a setup, a good defined setup, a trading edge in the market or something like that, maybe stay away from the market for today, tomorrow, until we are resolving some key levels, and then maybe plan any trade coming down the line, right? For today and tomorrow, I don't think there's going to be a clear-cut directional move on Bitcoin, on any asset for that matter. All right, so there could be outliers, guys. Now we can talk about what happened with flow itself. FLOW, flow perpetual contracts on FTX right here. Now this is crazy rocket launch which happened on the small time frames, guys. I was taking a look at how this was a good squeeze to the upside, and I mean, this was another continuation move to the upside, right? You can talk about how this entire pattern was an inverted head and shoulder, and well, to be honest with you, the targets have not been met as of now, as your targets are all the way towards $30 flat on flow. But this is crazy, guys. This is crazy. Volatility squeezing down to zero. I mean, take a look at these candles right here. The price action didn't do anything, didn't go to the upside or the downside, had zero volatility in the price action, and guess what, guys? This one expanded like crazy from zero reads. So essentially, this is why, if an asset is doing something like this on the historical volatility, right, you want to be staying away from that, and you want to be waiting for these moments. Now essentially, this is not a buy or sell indicator, to be honest with you, but it gives you the space to think. I mean, you don't want to be jumping in and out of the market every single day without any plan, right? This indicator right here, historical volatility, tells a lot of things, guys. I mean, if you just stick to this one for the long haul and you cut your FOMO in your head, most likely this indicator will tell you most of the perfect setups in the market as well, right? You can see one of those setups is right here, guys. I mean, volatility coming from zero reads right here, expanding like crazy, and this was nothing. I mean, judging by the price action, this is one of those times when, I mean, you look at nothing as your volatility in an asset which is not really that liquid as well, and this is what happens. I'm not saying that you got to be prepared for this exact moment right here, but when the reads are zero, guys, when the reads on HV are coming from zero, that is when some interesting things could happen for the asset itself, to the upside or the downside, right? That could lead to a range breakout or breakdown. Now this is something which I wanted to bring about for this video, because HV is something which you should keep up your charts, guys. Look, your average pattern trading is not going to cut it. This market is not your average Joe trading the patterns kind of situation and making money in the market. No, guys, look. Your regular RSI as well, for that matter, is not going to cut it. A lot of things are not going to cut it. You need things beyond your basic pattern analysis or basic trend analysis. You have to be reactive, guys. Crypto markets, they move really fast. So essentially, if you're trading these markets on a daily basis, your reactions will get you better wins than maybe your expectations. So keep your reactions above your expectations. Don't keep your expectations above everything else, right? Because most likely, if you're being chased by your own expectations, this market has different ways to punish that kind of mindset. All right, guys, so let's jump on to Ethereum real quick before I get into pep talks. I guess that we have to do for the weekend, not today. It's not for today, guys, not for today, right? So Ethereum on the RA time frame itself, not looking that strengthful as well, and I'm sure as hell this is some crazy amount of divergence on the 4-hour time frame itself. I'm pretty sure, because guys, you took a lot of time squeezing, and well, you did attempt a breakout. This is not strength. Without even looking at the RSI, I'm pretty sure that you have yes, you do have crazy amount of divergence happening on this price point and this price point right here. So if we invert the chart and take a look at a little change in perspective right here, what's going on? What's going on right here? Let's try to decipher this one. Can't really talk about this one, as we are still trending above the 21 exponential, guys. The small time frame trend is to the upside on Ethereum, right? Whereas Bitcoin has started trending below the exponential 21. Now that means that the altcoin market is potentially going to look okay until Ethereum is going to be staying above 21 exponential. Now that really depends on Bitcoin back again, guys. If Bitcoin loses these levels and keeps on going down all the way towards $36,000-$37,000 levels itself, Ethereum is not going to be in any exception right here, and most likely it keeps on going down all the way towards these levels of liquidity at $2,000 flat, right? Okay, so Ethereum BTC, let's see what's happening right here as well. Momentum waning on the 4-hour time frame, back again. So ETH USD, all right, so BTC USD's momentum is waning down, and ETH BTC's momentum is waning down as well. All right, so essentially that means that most of the price action happening all across the crypto space is going to look like consolidation to bearish. It's not going to be bullish. It's going to be consolidation to bearish. So this is what you have to look in the market if you're trading the market today and tomorrow itself, right? Now, had this one been trending to the upside, although guys, don't get me wrong right here, this is nowhere in this is not a shape and form of a reversal. This is most likely a trend continuation to the upside, right? But essentially, until we are going to be trending above these levels right here on ETH BTC, altcoin pairs are going to look very confusing. It's not going to be straight trend to the upside. Alt BTC's pair trend was yesterday when that little expansion happened in the market, right? But ultimately, all of these puppets are guided by Bitcoin, guys, and Bitcoin did some shit behavior in the market, and that took most of the altcoins to the downside with itself, right? So until Bitcoin is doing us a favor and staying bullish, these altcoins are not going to be really exuberant in the market. Although yes, they're going to be outliers, guys. So if you feel that there is some protocol which is going to be a complete game changer for this week or the next week itself, let me know down in the comments. We will take a look at that in the next video tomorrow, right? Alright guys, I think that's been it. I'm going to wind this video up right here. Well, another video another video less than 15 minutes long, I guess. Alright guys, bye for now.